No one expected that the smiling Disney prodigy would one day stand before the world carrying a hidden illness, a failing kidney, and a love story that turned into a battlefield watched by millions. Selena Gomez seemed built for perfection, a voice soft as velvet and a brand that sold innocence. Yet behind the stage lights, she was racing against lupus, crippling anxiety, and the microscope of an audience that never looked away. The transplant scar was real, the panic attacks were real, and the ruthless churn of pop fame kept demanding another round. Every hit single arrived with a new rumor, every romance with a new trial, every confession with a new wave of judgment. Tonight, we follow the thin line between adoration and breakdown. This is the part the headlines softened, the chapter where glamour fades and the cost of survival steps forward.
Selena Gomez was born in Grand Prairie, Texas in 1992, a small-town girl whose life would soon become anything but ordinary. Raised by a young single mother, she grew up modestly, far removed from the flashing lights of Hollywood. Yet from the beginning, Selena carried both resilience and ambition, traits that would later define not just her success, but also her survival. Her entry into the entertainment industry came through children's television, first with Barney and Friends, but her real breakthrough arrived with Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place. As Alex Russo, Selena became a household name. The role showcased her comedic timing and charm, instantly endearing her to millions of viewers. She was marketed as the quintessential Disney girl, talented, wholesome, and relatable. But the machine behind the scenes demanded more than just acting. It wanted music, endorsements, appearances, and a carefully cultivated image of perfection. By her late teens, Selena was already leading a double career, starring on one of Disney's most successful shows, while also launching her music with Selena Gomez and The Scene. Songs like Naturally and Love You Like a Love Song established her as a pop force. Unlike many of her peers, Selena navigated the transition from child star to adult artist relatively smoothly. Or at least that's what the public was led to believe. The truth was more complicated. Fame had magnified insecurities she had carried since childhood, and her private life became a constant topic of public obsession. Her on-again, off-again relationship with Justin Bieber only intensified the scrutiny. Every kiss, every breakup, every reunion was dissected by tabloids and social media. For fans, it was a love story they couldn't stop watching. For Selena, it was a spotlight that grew increasingly suffocating. Amid the glamour, Selena was battling an invisible enemy, lupus, an autoimmune disease that silently attacked her body. Fatigue, joint pain, and organ complications became part of her reality, yet she kept much of it hidden for years. When her diagnosis became public, fans were shocked. The disease was not only debilitating, but life-threatening, eventually leading to a kidney transplant that would reveal just how fragile her health truly was. As if physical illness wasn't enough, mental health struggles shadowed her rise. Selena spoke openly about anxiety, depression, and panic attacks, conditions worsened by the relentless demands of celebrity life. She checked into treatment facilities more than once, seeking stability while the world speculated about her every move. While some applauded her honesty, others mocked her fragility, turning her pain into headlines. The Selena Gomez the world adored, the smiling actress, the pop star with catchy hooks, was only half the story. Behind the carefully curated image was a young woman caught between her love for music and acting, the cruelty of fame, and the battle to stay alive. Her career was proof of incredible talent, but her journey revealed the cost of sustaining it.
Selena Gomez's rise to stardom seemed to happen almost overnight. With her role as Alex Russo on Wizards of Waverly Place, she became Disney's new face, a perfect blend of charm, wit, and relatability. But the transition from a beloved child star to an adult celebrity was not without its challenges. As she grew older, the stakes of her career grew higher. The transition from television star to pop icon was inevitable, and in 2010, Selena took the leap, forming Selena Gomez and The Scene. Their debut single, Naturally, skyrocketed to the top of the charts, solidifying Selena's place in the pop world. By the time Selena was in her early 20s, she was juggling multiple careers. She was still starring in Wizards of Waverly Place and working on her music, all while becoming one of the most photographed celebrities of her generation. Yet, behind her successful public persona, Selena was struggling. She was a young woman navigating fame, relationships, and growing health issues, all under the scrutiny of the public eye. Her relationship with Justin Bieber became a lightning rod for media attention, constantly thrusting her into the tabloid spotlight. The world watched as their relationship filled with drama, breakups, and reconciliations played out in real time. For a girl who had been raised to believe in love and fairness, the very public nature of their relationship brought with it an overwhelming weight. But Selena's personal challenges were far more profound than just the ups and downs of a high-profile romance. In 2013, she revealed that she had been diagnosed with lupus, an autoimmune disease that attacks healthy tissue. The news sent shockwaves through our fan base, but many of them didn't understand the severity of the disease. Selena continued to work, tour, and perform, all while silently battling fatigue, pain, and the constant threat of her body turning against her. By 2014, Selena began to experience more severe symptoms, and her doctors advised her to take a break from her busy schedule. She checked into a rehabilitation center for mental health treatment. This period marked a turning point in Selena's life, as she began to openly discuss her struggles with anxiety and depression. Her vulnerability was met with both support and backlash. While some praised her courage, others criticized her for not being strong enough to handle fame. The pressures of being a role model, of constantly being in the public eye, were taking their toll. Despite the personal turmoil, Selena's career continued to thrive. Her 2015 album Revival marked a new chapter in her musical evolution, showcasing a more mature and introspective side of her. The album was a commercial success, but Selena's life was anything but stable. While her music reached new heights, her personal life continued to unravel. The following year saw her battling health complications, including the need for a kidney transplant in 2017, a result of her ongoing struggle with lupus. The transplant was a public event, and it revealed just how much Selena had been hiding behind her celebrity facade. In the midst of her recovery, Selena faced new struggles with anxiety, loneliness, and the weight of being a public figure. But through it all, her resilience shone through. Despite every setback, Selena kept pushing forward, not just for her career, but for herself. Her story became one of survival, not just in the face of fame, but in the battle against her own body.
Behind the glittering world of stardom, Selena Gomez's life was far from perfect. The pop star who seemed to have it all, adored by millions, adored for her voice, beauty, and talent, was silently fighting a battle few knew about. Her journey, in many ways, had been one of resilience, but also of crippling vulnerability. Selena's lupus diagnosis, a disease that affects her immune system, had always been something she tried to manage in private. But in 2017, it could no longer be hidden. As her health deteriorated, she was forced to take the most public step of all, announcing that she had undergone a kidney transplant. This life-saving surgery, performed with the help of her best friend, Francia Reza, revealed the toll Selena's body had taken in the fight against lupus. Yet this public revelation barely scratched the surface of the emotional and physical toll that fame had inflicted on her. The kidney transplant was a stark reminder of just how fragile Selena was, despite her public image of strength. While the world rallied around her, sending messages of love and support, the truth was that Selena was spiraling internally. For years, she had juggled the immense pressure of constant media scrutiny, a grueling career, and the weight of being a role model to millions, all while silently fighting an unpredictable illness. Each time she posted a new picture or performed on stage, it was a victory, but at what cost? Behind closed doors, the toll of being under constant surveillance took a brutal emotional toll. Her mental health was suffering in ways that she couldn't hide anymore. The anxiety, panic attacks, and deep depression became harder to manage. Yet the public continued to demand the perfect Selena, the one who never stumbled, the one who was always smiling, the one who could bounce back from anything. What people didn't realize was that underneath the smiles, Selena was crumbling. In a particularly raw interview, Selena revealed the depths of her struggles with her mental health, explaining how fame exacerbated everything. The pressure to be constantly available, to perform, and to maintain a perfect image was suffocating. In moments of solitude, she wrestled with feelings of isolation and guilt. She had everything, yet she felt empty. The fight against her health issues was compounded by the fight against her own mind, a battle that only intensified as her career continued to rise. Her vulnerability became both a strength and a burden. On one hand, she chose to open up, sharing her story with fans, using her platform to raise awareness about mental health and the reality of living with a chronic illness. But on the other, the cruelty of the public eye never let her forget her perceived imperfections. Instead of receiving compassion, she faced ridicule and judgment, as if her struggle to stay alive, to stay mentally strong, was just another chapter in the entertainment industry's obsession with sensationalism. Selena's darkest truth wasn't just the weight of fame. It was the soul-crushing reality of being trapped in an industry that thrived on her every success and failure. It was the constant battle to maintain a persona while trying to hold on to her own identity. And it was about surviving,
Not just the pain of a debilitating illness, but also the silent destruction of being seen as a product, not a person. In the end, Selena's darkest truth is that despite everything she's overcome, the world continues to demand more of her, leaving little room for her to simply be. And that is the cost of fame.
At Hidden Fame, we see Selena Gomez's journey not just as one of incredible talent and perseverance, but also as a warning about the true cost of fame. She has become a symbol of strength for many, rising from the Disney bubble into a global music sensation. But behind the smiling faces, the chart-topping hits, and the sold-out arenas, there's a darker reality that few fully understand. The world watched as Selena's career soared, but few paid attention to the quiet battles she fought in the shadows. The public adoration and pressure to maintain a perfect image took a tremendous toll on her mental and physical health. Selena's struggles with lupus and the transplant that saved her life are only part of the story. The real cost is the emotional exhaustion that comes with the constant spotlight and the relentless demands of the entertainment industry. Every step she took was dissected, every relationship examined under a microscope, and every mistake magnified. At what point does fame stop being a privilege and become a prison? Selena's vulnerability, however, has made her a trailblazer. Her willingness to speak out about her mental health struggles and chronic illness has sparked important conversations about the realities of living with both physical and emotional challenges. In a world that often demands perfection, Selena has shown that it's okay to not have everything together, to struggle, and to ask for help. Her openness about her health and the challenges she faces has helped normalize conversations around mental health, especially for those in the public eye who often suffer in silence. But even as she bravely shares her journey, the expectations of the industry and the public continue to press in. Selena's story highlights the fine line between public success and personal sacrifice. It's easy to idolize someone from afar, but it's important to remember that beneath the glamour, there's a person with real struggles, dreams, and vulnerabilities. In the end, Selena Gomez's life is a reflection of the complex nature of fame. She has defied the odds, but at what cost? Her story should serve as a reminder that behind every superstar there is a human being, with emotions and experiences that deserve empathy, not just admiration.
As we reflect on Selena Gomez's journey, it's impossible to ignore the lasting impact she has had on both her fans and the pop culture landscape. From the innocent Disney star to a powerful voice in music, Selena has grown before our eyes, navigating the highs and lows of fame with both grace and vulnerability. Her resilience, especially in the face of debilitating health battles, has been nothing short of inspiring. But what remains most significant is how Selena's story continues to evolve. Despite the trials she has faced, Selena's artistry, passion, and courage shine brighter than ever. Her music, from Revival to Rare, carries a message of personal growth, strength, and the power of self-acceptance. These songs aren't just anthems of survival, they are reminders that even in the darkest moments, there is light. Selena Gomez will always be remembered not just for her fame, but for her honesty and her commitment to breaking down the walls surrounding mental health and chronic illness. As she continues to heal and find herself, we're reminded that her journey is far from over. In a world that often values perfection above all else, Selena has shown that true strength comes not from being flawless, but from being real, from embracing vulnerability, and from fighting to be your authentic self. Her legacy is not just about her chart-topping hits or her iconic roles, it's about her humanity and the lessons she has taught us all. If anything, Selena's story is still unfolding, and we're all fortunate enough to witness it.